I think a fantastic Sunday roast is the cornerstone of home cooking. It's what the rest of the week's meals are built around, and I absolutely love it. But that doesn't mean it can't be improved. To make the most out of my roast, my main course is the delicious stuffed roast rib of beef, complete with tangy horseradish Yorkshire puddings. But first, I'm enlisting the help of my eldest, 15-year-old Megan, to reinvent one of my all-time favourite classic desserts, Eton Mess Bomb. Right, Eton Mess. What's the one thing you love about Eton Mess?
I love the meringues.
Now, this is a Eton Mess with a twist.
What's the twist in it compared to the normal one?
We're going to freeze it. So it's almost like a sort of Eton Mess bomb.
Wow.
Yeah? Now, I'd like you to whisk the cream, please. Half the strawberries are going to go through the mix, and half the strawberries are going to be turned into a coulis. Strawberries in first, a little dusting of ice and sugar into the pan. And now the ice and sugar will withdraw the sweetness from the strawberries and start caramelising. So let me show you a nice quick way of whisking. The secret of whisking is like 10 seconds on and 10 seconds off. That way your arms don't get tired. Now, I'm going to take the cream to a 3/4 stage.
What is a 3/4 mix?
So we leave some sort of texture in the cream, and that's what we call 3/4 whip. When you've got a nice, soft peak. They're caramelised.
There you go.
You'll put a little touch of water in there. That'll help break down the sugar and turn that into a really nice strawberry liquid. Now, to get it really nice and fine, I'm going to blend it. On and blitz. Off. OK, that's fine. And I want you to use the back of the spoon and push that through the sieve.
OK.
Now, that way, you don't get those seeds.
It smells so good. I love the smell.
Nice. This is the exciting part.
Wow.
Hold on. Oh, Meg. Megan. Right, now the meringue. With your fingers, just crush and flake the meringue into the cream.
How big should I crush it, Dad? Or...
Get it. There. Nice big chunks.
OK.
Lovely. Oh, you OK?
Yeah, I got meringue in my eye.
Damn. To make this dessert even easier, I often cheat by using good quality shop-bought meringues. A little taste, that's just cream and meringue. Wow, it's a little taste, you OK? Strawberries in next. A couple of spoons of the coulis. Now look at that now. To prepare the mould to transform the traditional Eton Mess into a frozen bomb, form a triple layer of cling film. Adding water to the bowl will help the cling film stick. As I pour that in, I want you to spread it down at the bottom and push it down. Can you hear that crunch?
Yeah, the meringue.
The meringue. Now, fold the cling film over. Put that in the freezer, please. Megan, please. In the freezer she goes. Dessert done. Now for our main course with a twist. That is the ribeye. We've had that in the fridge, not wrapped. So it sort of almost air dries and it intensifies the flavour. Roasts so much quicker and there's less water in the beef. For me, the only downside to a perfect roast dinner is the fight about who washes up afterwards. So Meg and I are going to avoid that by cooking everything in one roasting tin, starting with the spinach and mushroom stuffing. A little bit of salt and pepper, please. Good girl.
Some over your left shoulder.
Some left shoulder, thank you. In with the garlic and the mushrooms. To toss the pan, you push down and pull back.
Oh, gosh.
Down and push back. Off you go. Take your time. Push it down and flip it back. Good, that's it. Push down. Nice, yeah? That was lovely. And again. Nice.
Oh, I'm going to drop it soon.
Well done, well done, well done. Right, we're going to sort of make a little well. A little touch of butter in the middle. Now, I want you to start putting the spinach in the middle, please. So you can push that down. The spinach is cold, so you're not going to burn yourself. Be confident in the pan. Toss it, and you'll see it wilting and disintegrating away.
Wow.
Who would have thought all that spinach could fit in this pan? Because it's a very delicate leaf. It sort of cooks so quickly. Put this all on your board now. And then I just want you to go and give that a nice chop. Then when you're confident with one hand, I want you to pick up the other knife with the other hand. Chop it nicely. Good. Now, outside and come in gently. Good. Regroup. And take your time. Good. Right.
Oh, I love that smell.
What is that?
Lemon thyme.
Lemon thyme, that's right. So you get your little thyme stalks and you pull them down, you sort of strip the lemon thyme in. Now, tarragon, a little taste. Brilliant with the beef. Fantastic with chicken and fish. Roughly chop the tarragon, a nice sprinkling of fresh breadcrumbs. So the breadcrumbs almost sort of bring the stuffing together. Next, we're gonna get an egg yolk. Now with the beef, this is the exciting part. Slice with the bone, and then come inside and go 2/3 of the way down. Hold that open for Danny. Salt and pepper, and then look, we pack our stuffing in there. This
Amazing.
is incredible. Now, just gently hold that there like that, okay?
Yeah.
And I'll see you tomorrow.
What?
Tying string around the rib will keep it all together during roasting.
Not too tight. If we tie it too tightly, what happens?
The stuffing will come out.
That's right. That's ready for roasting. But we're going to protect it and sit it on a trivet. So a trivet basically is almost like a sort of little
bed.
A little bed. That's right.
If you want to enjoy these delicious roast vegetables at their best, make sure you remove them from the hot oven after 35 minutes and reheat before serving with your beef.
Now, a little mix for the top. A couple of teaspoons of mustard powder in. Salt, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. Mix that in. I'm gonna pour my mustard powder over the beef. So this forms a really nice glaze.
My one-pot roast dinner goes into a hot oven 15 minutes at 230 degrees, then down to 170 degrees for another 2 hours.
Beautiful.
For a delicious twist on traditional Yorkshire puds, I'm going to lace mine with fresh horseradish. Start with plain white flour in a bowl and crack in the eggs. Adding only half of your milk at this stage makes it much easier to whisk all the lumps out. And if, like me, you like your puddings a little lighter and crispier, add a dribble of cold water and add salt to season. When you're happy your batter is lump-free, whisk in the remaining milk. Peel and grate horseradish and add a handful to the mix. We can leave the batter to rest while we get the meat from the oven.
That is beautiful. And this is where you really need to let it rest.
How long would you say to rest it for?
I like to rest the meat for at least 20 minutes.
Just the right amount of time for us to whack up the oven and to get our Yorkshire puddings in. I love using the rich dripping, but vegetable oil is a healthier option. To get the fluffiest Yorkshires, your tray and fat must be piping hot. For best results, take your jug of batter to the oven and pour the mixture in there. It takes just 15 minutes for our Yorkshire puds to puff themselves up and turn a delicious golden brown. With the Yorkshire puddings on the way and the beef rested, we can finish off the Eat and Mess bomb.
Run the bowl under the hot water. Twist and pull. Nice.
Wow.
Look at that, beauty.
It's amazing.
Sit that on to your plate.
Now, the finishing touches. A drizzle of the remaining strawberry coulis
Just gonna pour this over. Amazing flavour.
and some grated mint chocolate.
And that is a nice twist on a classic Eat and Mess. A delicious Eat and Mess bomb. Beautiful. Let's go, baby. Please don't drop that, Meg. Meg, please. It's not a rounders match.
Dessert sorted, and the beef is ready to serve up.
Lift that up, place that onto the board. Parsnips, carrots. You can see why we kept them in halves. They've got all that flavour. One beautiful big slice for Daddy, one for Meggie, and then on the side,
The stuffing.
the stuffing, the bit that's
The best.
to die for. Now, fantastic Yorkshires.
They're amazing.
Aren't they beautiful? That's for you, my darling. And that one is for me. A beautiful roast beef with a twist. Wow.
These are my ultimate classics with a twist. Juicy rib of beef with horseradish spiked Yorkshire puds, and scrummy Eat and Mess bomb topped with strawberry coulis and mint chocolate.
Dinner. I'm doing a dish that every home cook should have a recipe for.
A great stick-to-your-ribs stew. Here's my favourite, beef and ale with mustard dumplings. And helping in the kitchen is my youngest, Tilly.
Tilly, first things first, I'd like you to season the stewing steak. A nice spoon of flour.
Mix?
Yeah. Good girl.
What's the flour going to do, Dad?
The flour helps to brown the beef.
As seasoned flour will also help to add flavour and thicken the stew.
Feel a bit like marshmallows.
They do feel a little bit marshmallowy, don't they? Look at the size of the chunks of the beef.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut my carrots, literally,
So it'd be similar.
similar size, that's right.
Does that mean they'll cook equally?
That's right. Now these are little pearl onions. I'm going to put them in whole as well. Everything has to stay the same, otherwise it could burn.
Oh, we've seen burnt garlic before.
Oh, Matilda. Shh, you promised you weren't going to mention that. What is that?
Thyme.
Thyme. And what are they?
Bay leaves.
Bay leaves, good girl. Tablespoon of oil in. The beef goes in first, OK? In. Now,
Oh, really nice colour.
it's got a beautiful colour. In with the carrots, thyme in. Good girl. Garlic, pearl onions in.
Ooh.
Good. Give that a really good mix up.
Are stews easy to make, Daddy?
Stews are very easy to make, providing, at the beginning, you give it a little bit of love. Now that's all beautifully browned.
That beer?
That is beer. And that's going to deglaze the pan.
Adding beer or stout helps to tenderise the beef and give it a hearty, delicious flavour.
And that's the only way I want you to taste beer. In a stew. Yeah? I want you to add in a couple of teaspoons of tomato puree, please. In fact, 3, please.
Because it's so nice.
And there's one final thing in there. Cover the stew and steak with the beef stock. Give that a little mix with Daddy, please.
Wow, that's really nice.
It's not even cooked yet.
Do you keep all these vegetables in when you serve it to people?
Oh, yes.
Is the garlic going to be burnt?
No. Excuse me. Right. And we always put the lid with a little bit.
Just a little bit, so it can breathe.
That's right. And not make the stew all watery. Into the oven at 150, please, Tills, for about 2.5 hours. And now, you can focus on your homework.
Fun.
Time to knock up 2 delicious hearty potato classics in one. Twice-baked bubble and squeak jacket potatoes. Start by baking large potatoes in a preheated oven at 180 degrees. Shred 1/3 of your Savoy cabbage and sauté in butter and add a dash of water until tender. After about half an hour, your potatoes should be crisp on the outside and cooked through in the middle. Slice them in half and scoop out the soft potato centre. Then mash with a couple of knobs of butter, mix in the cabbage and season to taste. Spoon this mixture back into your potato shells and into the oven for a further 10 minutes, or until the tops are nice and crispy and golden. 2 delicious hearty potato classics in one. Twice-baked bubble and squeak jacket potatoes.
Right, homework done.
Yep.
Beef stew is stewing.
Stewing.
Let's get on with our delicious, hearty pear tart.
I've been looking forward to this.
You and I, chef, are going to prep the pears. So if you peel, I'll top and tail into quarters. Pears go soft in the oven very, very quickly. So if we're going to put them on a tart, we'll either leave them whole, half, or in quarter. What's that in there?
Ginger.
That's right. That's stem ginger. So we're going to use stem ginger and fresh ginger.
Next, add your stem ginger, a little of the stem ginger syrup,
Good girl.
and some brown sugar to your quartered pears.
And then just grate some fresh ginger. Off you go.
So it's a bit of a different one to grate this because it doesn't really come through like the cheese.
No. I'm going to make that a little bit zesty.
And now we've got some lemons.
Some lemon zest in there. Right, what I want you to do now is give that a nice little mix. Now, this is a sweet pastry. You can buy this stuff or you can make it. It's so easy to do. So give me your finger. That's my centre point. I want you to get the pears going round like that in a really nice circle. It's difficult, isn't it? Because the pears keep on sliding all over the place.
Yeah.
We've got egg wash the outside, and I'm going to show you a little trick. So you lift that up.
So is the egg wash acting like a bit of a glue?
That's right. Crimple this with our finger. And the pastry forms this nice little shelf, like a little money bag.
Are you going to do anything with the spare pears?
Oh, yeah. You start building that up then, you see. We've got the fresh ginger, and those nice little bits of stem ginger. Let me go round my egg.
With your glue.
With my glue just on top.
Tilly's last job is to give our tart a good dusting of icing sugar.
So that caramelises it and colours the pears beautifully.
It's a bit like snow.
Isn't it? Now that glazes the pastry, so the pastry has this really nice shine on there as well. Finally, the lemon on top. And then put that there. 180, and in she goes. Can you smell the beef?
It smells delish. Wow, it's even gone down a bit more, hasn't it?
Look at that. I want you to just
I was hoping you'd ask.
have a little taste. How's that taste now? You're not allowed any more. Right, dumpling time. Flour in, please.
I'm using self-raising flour for a fluffier result, but if you like your dumplings hard, use plain flour. Next, the dumpling essential, suet.
That makes the dumplings nice and moist. Thank you.
Followed by a generous dollop of grain mustard.
2 fingers.
Happy day?
Start rolling the fingers round, and I've got a touch of warm water here. Your fingers are now a nice little whisk.
Fingers are getting tired.
Right, now put your hand in there. Now you should bring all that dough together. I'll show you the best way to get that nice and clean. Sprinkle some flour on your hands, rub them together. All that will come off,
Nice. That's a good way.
isn't it? Now, we've got this wonderful dumpling mixture. How squidgy is that?
Ooh.
A little flour on your hands, okay? Roll these lengthways. And then I want you to roll them like that in your hand. Off you go. Smell that mustard in there? Huh? Smell?
Ooh.
Come on.
I never trust you with something like that, should I? Do you want to smell it?
Yes, please. Tilly. Gently. Let's go in at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 12 in the centre. And put that back into the oven for 20 minutes to cook the dumplings. Now, if you open the door for Daddy, I'm going to take out that tart.
Ooh, it smells so nice.
Doesn't it?
Our pear tart has had 35 minutes in the oven.
Look at that, baby.
That looks good. Would you like me to start dusting?
Yes, please. Nice and gently all the way around. Good girl. Little taps.
The others are going to love this. It looks a bit like a snowy cake.
Doesn't it? Good job. Now, very carefully, carry that to the table. How nice does that look?
Delish.
Okay, I'll check on the dumplings. Now,
Ooh, I'm
look.
excited.
They've sort of doubled in size.
Whoa, definitely.
A final sprinkle of chopped parsley and our stew is ready for the table.
I might have to have a quick taste before we go.
Silly.
Just to check. I mean, we'd have to be sure.
We have to be very sure. That is an amazing, hearty beef stew with dumplings. Right, the twice-baked loaded potatoes, and we are ready.
This is my ultimate hearty dinner. A comforting rich beef stew with mustard dumplings and twice-baked bubble and squeak jacket potatoes. And to make sure your sweet tooth is completely satisfied, a rich and zingy pear and ginger galette.